The Serpent King Who Ate Brains.
Part 2.
The corruption beneath the crown.
Once Zahhak's power solidified, he did what every insecure ruler does, surrounded himself with sycophants. Ministers who told him the sun rose only to flatter him, poets who compared his eyes to divine fire, soldiers who slaughtered anyone with second thoughts. Our Harriman, still whispering in his ear, convinced him to destroy the old traditions, burn the sacred text, and rewrite history in his image. He built statues of himself, huge serpent-crowned idols towering over cities, each one with that same empty smile. And when they weren't enough, he started making the statues bleed, real blood.
He became thin, and his eyes became wild.
People began to say Zahhak no longer ate food, that he fed only through them, that he could hear every terrified heartbeat in his kingdom and choose whose fear tasted best. Imagine that, living under a ruler whose next meal might literally be you. This is the part of the Shahnameh where Ferdowsi's tone shifts from mythic grandeur to sheer nightmare. The poet's describing tyranny as a kind of possession, where evil is both political and physical. The snakes aren't just monsters, they're metaphors for endless appetite, power consuming humanity from the inside out. And Zahhak, poor man, became less king and more zookeeper of his own damnation. He started hearing voices, not just from the snakes, but from every corner of the palace. Every whisper of dissent felt like poison. Every servant seemed like an assassin. He'd kill one man for looking away, another for looking too long. At some point, it stopped mattering whether people disobeyed. They died either way. And that's how empires decay, until the throne sits atop a mountain of bones. One night, the snakes whispered a prophecy that his kingdom would fall to a blacksmith. Zahhak laughed. "A blacksmith?" he said. "What's he going to do? Hammer me to death?" Foreshadowing is a beautiful thing, because far away, a humble blacksmith named Kaveh was already sharpening his defiance. But before Kaveh steps into the spotlight, we need to talk about what Zahhak became. One night, our Harriman disappeared. No farewell note. Without him, Zahhak's empire began to crack. The crops failed, the river stank, and plagues roamed the streets like unpaid interns. Zahhak prayed to the gods he'd abandoned, but they'd already unfollowed him. He grew thin, wild-eyed, pacing his golden halls while the snakes slithered across the floor. They'd stopped being attached to his shoulders entirely. Now they wandered the palace freely, like grotesque pets. His courtiers tried to leave. He had them executed. His cooks ran away. He ate them. Even the statues began to crumble, their serpent crowns falling like broken halos.
But that's for the third part, because part 2 ends here.
With the king in his palace surrounded by the echoes of his own feast and staring at his reflection in a pool of blood. And that's where the story starts to shift toward the rebellion, the final act of a tyrant who thought he could eat the world and stay hungry.